uses the feeder right through his pen. Everywhere you see this type of
Through
feeder.
mice, that's why the feeders are inside.
Yes.
Keep the mice away from.
That is one of the problems, that because of rats and mice, which is a real problem with putting your feeders on the outside. It is a real issue. Rats give a lot of problems in rabbitry. Morning. We're here to discuss some more small ruminants business. I'm here with Mr. James. Mr. James?
Yes.
What's the name of your...
This is Sunnyside Rabbitry.
Okay, so this Mr. James here is Sunnyside Rabbitry. He's a part of a cluster of rabbit farmers in Clarendon area. JSA Rabbitry is one of the persons in the cluster that they operate in. So they supply and have a market that they all try and supply together. So we come to have a look at his rabbitry and some of the things that he's doing. You know, he has chickens and ducks and all these things that I like to see around, because you know, one of the things with the chickens and the ducks around, especially these common fowls, they help to control insects. You know, very good insect control when you have these animals around. And oh, you also rear pigeons.
Yeah, homing pigeons.
Oh, these are special homing pigeons that he rear here. He uses automatic feeder, even a sample of the rabbit automatic feeder. Yeah, this is a nice looking automatic feeder. If you look at this one, very similar to the one we just saw at Horin, as you see. Very nice design. I like this simple design. Yeah, this is a nice, very nice design. He uses his water, I see that all the time, where they cut out a hole so the pigeon or the birds don't go inside of it.
Yeah,
and he has a dirt pan here that, you know, the pigeons have access to gravel and so forth. Because most bird type animals, ducks and chickens and so forth, they like to have dirt and sand and stone. It forms a part of their digestive system.
They call it grits.
Yeah, grits. Right. They call it grits in the thing.
Kind of a little messy.
So this is Mr. James' startup rabbitry. Mr. James, like how many rabbits you have here?
Alright, probably about 20, 30.
So he has about 20 to 30 rabbits here that he's breeding. And he uses the feeder right through his pen. Everywhere you see this type of feeder.
Through mice, that's why the feeders are inside.
Yes.
Keep the mice away from.
That is one of the problems, that because of rats and mice, which is a real problem with putting your feeders on the outside. It is a real issue. Rats give a lot of problems in rabbitry because they come and they eat out the feeding, and when they eat the feeding, the urine and feces in the feeding and cause the rabbits to get sick. Even when we are rearing goats and other animals, rats is a killer. Your rabbits will get sick and they will die. So you have to make sure that you secure the feeders. So if you use J feeders or you use the flat feeders on the outside, you have to have a cover on it so that the insects and rats don't have access to your feeding. I actually really like this feeder design that he has here.
These are orange feeding from them. Because through they are next door, anything that's not using end up over here.
Okay. This is actually a nice design.
Yeah, this is why I'm change out for the bunker feed. Because they normally destroy here, so, as you can see.
Right.
The rabbit going and scratch. Yeah.
Right.
And destroy the bottom. So you have to keep on constantly change the wire. But with these feeding, when it's like this in the pen, the rat don't really have access to get inside here.
Right.
But if you put it on the outside now,
it's the same thing.
The rat do go and climb on the wire and get in. That's why it's not outside, it's inside.
How they get in if you're on the wire?
If you're on the wire like this, see you cut out inside right there, so the rat climb on this and get inside. I used to have it on the outside and I used to pee and stuff like that. So I trade it and put it inside where every minute you have to go in, you have to literally open the door to get it. But it's easier like this and you just throw your feet and go. But I got another thing about that now. I use a baby saving wire and do the whole entire cage, the rat can't get in. So if I do like this, they can't go in the cage none at all.
What happened is this mesh is so wide.
Yeah.
The big mesh don't work very well.
Just a one by this one. Yeah.
This is the mesh that is better for you.
Yeah, you use this now, like this, Then don't get in here. But we have so many rabbits, I use the round chicken feeder.
So this is something else you can look at here. There are a lot of people who use this chicken feeder. When you have multiple rabbits
And they don't scratch out the feed.
and they don't scratch it out. So when you use multiple rabbits, you can use a chicken feeder similar to that.
The bad design about this cub now, they love to eat.
That's the thing with board. Whenever you make, and this is what I'm trying to get away with people, they bite the board. If you can look at this board, you see what happens. They chew on the board. That's why it's not a good idea to build your rabbitry out of board. They eat the board, and also when they urine and feces on the board holds bacteria and germs and all of that. So your rabbit can get sick from using board. So it's best to use total mesh or plastic or things like that when you're doing your rabbitry. Also at Sunnyside Rabbitry they have water storage facility. It's leaking right now, but
Sure, I just filled it.
so what happens here is they automatically send the waters to the automatic feeding system. And as you look here, they have this automatic feeder. As you can see, even with the plastic right here, these are some plastic feeders. They actually eat off the nipple. You can see that the nipples are being ate off. It's better when you get these nipples in stainless steel. Right. But you can see some don't and some do. And that is the danger.
It's when they got a lot of these, they intend not to really mess with the nipple. But soon
Very,
as they run
very.
out of this,
One thing with rabbits, right, is that what they do, they like to eat and bite things. It actually is a part of their dental and their teeth.
Yeah.
So you always need to have forages. So this is a hay rack. This is a hay rack design on the side of the cage. You can put leafy material, you know, like mulberry, hay, grass, anything, Spanish needle. You just push it inside there and the rabbits pick it out from inside the mesh. This is a 1x1 mesh or 2x1. So 2x1 is ideal. No, here. No, 2x1.
Yeah.
Alright, this is 2x1 here and they feed through the mesh right here, so in this area, which is ideal for the feeders. So he has hay rack on the outside and he has his feeders on the inside for pellets, which is a very nice idea. And this is a simple design. One tier, all the manure falls and the urine fall to the ground, and then he will clean out inside here at whenever he needs to. The thing with an operation like this is that it cuts on your efficiency, so you are better off having multiple tiers, then you can put in more rabbit and so forth. But this is his startup project and I'm sure he's going to expand. And
because since I came here, I built the sign is the same size as JS Rabbitry, but it does not full out as yet. As I go by mesh wire, and I do all of this gonna be tear out soon, and then the other set of mesh wire. These I gonna move out, so I'll do this tier first, then I start dealing with these.
right.
So the drums, everything supposed to go outside.
Right.
So that's the next.
So this is what usually happens when you just start a rabbitry. It looks like this when you just start a rabbitry. But as you go along, you grow, you improve. And one of the things that I explain to people, you go around and see different rabbit huts and see the different things that they are doing, and you learn from it. And you take the best things that you see out there and put it in your rabbitry to improve your rabbitry and improve your facility. But this is a nice startup project. He has all the basic things in place: automatic water, automatic feeder. His caging system now needs to be improved. But I see you have a bottle hung up in the roof.
Oh, that's for the walker. That's supposed to cut the yard.
Okay.
So that's where
I
I keep
thought
the
it was
gas.
Something
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
So you can take a look and see, you know, he has.
The drums for the feedings, keeping away from the rats and stuff.
So he uses these drums. He puts his feeding inside these drums and he locks it. That way he secures. He has corn for his chickens.
Those are for the pigeons
And the
chickens,
pigeons and the
rabbit
ducks.
feeding on the corner. And some more rabbit feeding the next one, rabbit feeding in the drum.
That way you keep the rats and insects and so forth out of the feeding. Very, very important. Another neat thing that I see he has here, he builds his nesting box out of metal. Could you show us your nesting box if possible?
Yeah, man. I got one light up here, so I can
Okay, let's see. He builds his nesting box out of
These are from
zinc
JJ
sheeting.
Rabbitry.
Right.
Yeah, they build them out of stuff, but they fade these out. So I use the basket, so I started to use them.
Okay, so they have a mesh on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's important that when you build a nesting box that you have ways and means,
yeah.
fine mesh at the bottom to allow the urine and feces and so forth to drop through.
You use
newspaper, cut up newspaper.
And I also use, 1 second, I also use 3 different things. I use this, just whatever available. When I use a waka and the guinea grass, yeah, the dry grass, use these
to make nesting box.
Nesting material, and we have one more other thing. These are the shredded papers. When I office shred them papers, it's good for moisture. Excellent when it comes to moisture. So this and 4 inside of it, you're good to go. So these are good nesting material.
We're also going to take a look here. Every rabbitry, whenever you go to any rabbitry, if you see them have a recording system, then you know you can, what you're getting, you know, it is what, because record keeping is ultimately important in rabbitry. You have to do record keeping, so that you know.
2 types. I have several types of record keeping. Well, I use my exercise book because sometimes I go through and write up, know what is what. I just read it for myself.
So you can know which male and who is related to who that you're going to inbreeding. And you're
like
able, right.
And my phone now, I use another thing on my phone will make it a little more easier when you're doing record keeping. But this can go to any device.
The hutch?
No, not hutch. I use this and I use this. So this is a calculator for the rabbit thing. It will calculate. When you put in your date, like you put in today's date, you see, it will tell you when to palpate and when rabbits was born.
Okay.
So you put that down in your book. Also now if I want to keep all of that little information, this now will load up. So any information I put it go on any other device I have, when I load it up, information transfer there. Yeah, you keep your information there. Put it down and then you push on it and then all the information will come down for each individual rabbit.
Okay, so that is two software that you use.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they are free. They're free.
Right. So those are two free software that Sunnyside Rabbit have shown you that you can use to do your record keeping on your phone. So it's made easy. So you have manual ways, you have electronic ways of doing things. But record keeping is very important for rabbit rearing.
This is a simple rabbitry. So with the things kind of a little bit simple here because given to the time I work at night, come home in the morning, I run through, that take me about like half an hour every morning. Then I get my sleep, get up, do what I need to do, go back to work. See, these cage now, these are just same material with everything. Right. So the same thing on the bottom, so I use the board.
Right.
With the big one. But if I have big mature rabbit now where the foot not gonna get fastened. You understand? This is just a temporary thing right now. And I'm buying some wires. As you can see, the price on the wires are up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to thank Mr. James today for inviting us. Oh, another thing I'm seeing right over here, he has a scale.
Yeah, I got 7 scales. Right?
Every rabbitry have to have a scale, so you can weigh your products when you're going when you're selling and so forth.
It's like off the key.
You have to have all of that. So I want to thank Mr. James for inviting us to Sunny Rabbit today. He has been calling me a few times because he wants me to come here. So I finally reached, I took him by surprise this morning and come here. And please continue to subscribe to my channel and keep watching because I always have interesting things to share with you. Thank you so much.
All right.